Good evening and welcome to my end of the week recap here for Apple and trade plan for this week. Monday, I was only able to take one scalp here. Took these 180 puts here at 175 as it looked like it was going to break down. Once it appeared to follow through, I added into those, brought my average up, and then it ultimately stopped me out on the reclaim of the VWAP. Looked like a momentum move down, just simply failed. I'm glad I did not hold it overnight, since price gapped up and ran about $5 on the next day. So other than that, I didn't do anything else with Apple. For my last video, I wanted to look for a breakdown of this bear flag that has now broken. This essentially would be the retest. Did not manage to get into a position there, but it looks like it is following through. I've been correct so far, and I'm looking to short any kind of significant pops that may climb a little bit higher. As soon as my chart loads, get into what I'm looking at for this week. Okay, if we get a pop up here to the 8 EMA, which is actually going to be quite a bit lower on Tuesday, probably around 183-ish, I will actually be looking for some puts around that level for the same puts that I was eyeing back here. They've already gone in the money. Had I chased it and not waited for this to come a little bit higher, would have been very, very profitable on that in a matter of a couple of days. So right now, Apple is one of the weaker stocks in the overall market, has put in a noticeable, significant lower high, and I believe it may come back down and test these recent lows. There's a couple of gaps, a couple of levels that may hold. We had this consolidation range right here around 170 to 175 that may hold. So if I do get into a short position, I will keep that in mind and look for a little bit of a chop. Maybe it drops down here, has a little dead cat bounce for another opportunity to get into it before ultimately falling back down. I've put this big bear flag on my daily chart over here. Overall target is going to be right around 160-ish area, which does take it within striking distance of, I believe there's a gap over here from earnings, which was, call it 158 to 154. So anywhere between 155 and 158 is the overall target before I think any significant buying comes in, simply because this earnings related gap was the catalyst to move higher, and any secondary participants that did not take this position, or anyone that has been stopped out, which most likely anyone that bought down here would not very likely have held through this drop so far of about $35 in the past month. So right now, Apple is one of the weaker names. I will be looking to take short positions in. The monthly time frame is a huge bearish engulfing bar that's looking like it may reclaim 2 prior months of price action. If it does take back 2, very likely it'll take back this third month as well as of February, ultimately to test that 160 to 155 gap area in this region. So very weak name in my opinion here for Apple, and until the tariff war is settled, I don't see any reason for it to really find a significant bounce unless Uncle Buffett comes out and says he's buying a crap ton more shares. So we'll see what happens going forward with that. Right now, the weekly time frame didn't really close at dead lows, but this is a potential momentum inverted hammer, which points lower, at least to 175, 176 in my opinion, probably the lower end of this range at the very least by the end of this week. Not sure if China is going to put out any news this weekend before the market opens on Tuesday, which will most likely cause a gap down in everything. So for now, I will be looking to take some short swings in Apple. Hopefully, I won't be caught on the wrong side of one of those gap ups, and we'll see what happens going forward. So for now, that's what I'm looking at for Apple. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Come over, excuse me. Come over and sign up at the Trade Crew chat room and follow along with some of these live trades. Hope everybody's having a good holiday weekend. Enjoy your time off, and good luck on Tuesday.